All right, let's move some dominoes into place with today's pips, starting with the easy. Well, the 0 obviously has to go in the 0, which either direction you're putting 3 more into the 5, so then we need to have 2, which has to be the 2 1s. So one of them is going to stick down into the 9, one's going to stick into the 10. If we put it into the 9, we'd need a 4, which we don't have, so it's got to be 5, and then the 5 and the 3, and the 1 and the 6 that way. There we go. All right, see how we do with medium. Okay, well, we have to put a 1 down here, which is our 1 right there. So we can do, we've got a 4, 3, and 2 equals. So there's 5 5s, there's 3 3s, there's 2 2s. So the set of 4 has to be 5s, right? It does, but the 1 has to have the 5. So we can't put the 5 pointing upwards. We've got to put it pointing to the side, and then the other 5s have to go in here, probably this way, because we're gonna have a 5 over here. Yeah, a 5 to the left with a 2, a 5 pointing down with a 3, the 2 and the 3, we got to spin this one, and then the 3 with the blank goes that way. There we go. Very nice. All right. On to the hard. Let's see. We've got 0 down here, which has to be 2 of the 0s. We've got 4 zeros. One of them has to be up here. So we've got 3 zeros already. So none of the zeros can go in the equal sets. Which one? Let's see. We've got 24. It's 5 of them, though. But it's got to be... I mean, you could do... How many... Do we have any 6s? No, we don't have any 6s. So it's got to be 4 5s and a 4. 1, 2, 3. We only have 4 5s. So all the 5s have to be in the 24 cage, and you can't... do we have a 5? We don't have a 5 with a 4, so it can't point down this way. So one's got to be a 5 with something greater than 1 sticking that way, which could be the 3 or the 2. And then 1 sticks down into the 4. 0 with something... Okay. Interesting. So if we do here... Here, this sticks down. We could do, 5 with 0 is going to go there. That's what that's going to be. There we go. And then we need a 5 sticking down with something that can be in an equals, which could be a 1, could be a 3, could be a 2. And then we need 3 things down here. Let's see, there's 3 3s and 4 4s. So a 3 or a 4 would work in there. The 4 here, so we're going to have 5 with something pointing down. And then that's going to be a sum of 4, which could be 5 with 1, maybe? And then a 0 with a 1? And then we could put like a 2 here with something, maybe a 4. We do have several 4s. That might work. And if we do 5 with 3 pointing down, 3 with 4, 5 with 2 at the top. There we go. And then we need a 4. Let's see. There's got to be a 4 here. This has to be 0. So the 4... Yeah, we need a 4 in the equals and a 4 in there. So... And I think you could do them either way, actually. You could swap those two, and that would work. And then the 0 with the 3. Yeah. Interesting. I could have swapped the 4 with the blank and the 4 with the 1, I think, because there was nothing... Yeah, there was nothing that told us which one goes where. But, all right, there you go. A little bit tricky, but in the end, not too much trouble. So let me know how your solve of today's puzzles went. And, of course, be sure to subscribe for more.